Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Hey, yo, hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. Let me take this off of here real quick. Call in. Ain't nobody calling in right now. That's when we go live. You mean to tell me the WBO and WBA is out here acting funky because of this special WBC belt for Gilberto, Ramirez, and David Benavidez? This is one of the problems the fighters are having when it comes to these sanctioning bodies. These sanctioning bodies are all about that Wu-Tang cream, cha-ching-ching. You can finish the rest. Shit's stupid, man. You got Gilberto Ramirez, David Benavidez. They're going to be scrapping, you know what I'm saying? And just give you a look. First of all, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, become a member. Become a member. And leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Now, the WBC reportedly considered introducing a special belt for this fight. Now, all I care about is whoever wins, whether it's Benavidez, Ramirez, they fight Jaya Pataya. But we just got to wait and see how that plays out. But the WBO and the WBA, they're pushing back against the idea of this special belt from the WBC. So I'm sitting here trying to understand why sanctioning bodies resist special belts. Because there's so much attention on boxing and these sanctioning bodies and these belts, and it looks like they feel too many belts can dilute championship legitimacy and brings more unnecessary attention on the sport, especially with sanctioning bodies, especially if the WBC, by whoever wins that belt, is going to collect a fee. You see what I'm saying? Fighters already deal with multiple sanctioning fees. Floyd Mayweather was talking about how it ain't fair to be paying these people. Crawford took a stance. Andre Ward's talked about it. Shakur Stevenson's talked about it. Dana White, Zuffa Boxing, Turkey Al-Ashika blasting sanctioning bodies right now because of fees. So for the WBO and WBA to have this bout that's taking place that they sanction, the WBC has nothing to do with it. For them to come and try to slide in there with this belt, that's just a money grab. Even these other sanctioning bodies are peeping game right now. And they say, no, that's not the direction that we feel this needs to go. So if you're going to get involved, we're not going to sanction the bout. And I'll tell you what, man, that makes for a very uncomfortable situation for the fighters. Because right now, the fighters are suffering. But promoters do sometimes push for special belts, but it's mainly for marketing. But for the WBC, based on some of the articles I read, they're still looking to get a little bit of money. And that's what isn't cool. But what I can tell you what's really not cool is what this means for Ramirez and Benavidez, man. Okay, because the fight's still huge regardless. Because we know what the next step is for them to look to go fight a Jaya Pataya or the other fight for the other belt at cruiserweight. But fans care more about the fight itself than some ceremonial belt. If this fight were to fall apart, I am telling you, this right here may be the goddamn nail in the coffin for these sanctioning bodies. They can't afford for any more missteps. And once the sanctioning bodies start beefing amongst themselves, that's all bad. It's one thing to beef with outside organizations. When y'all start beefing with each other, sanctioning bodies should have each other's back. But that doesn't look. It looks like it's becoming every man for themselves. But we just got to wait and see how it all plays out. Now, I will tell you, Ramirez, Benavidez, I got Benavidez winning. But I want to see how this belt situation plays out. So more to come on that. Now, when it comes to female boxing, we know that every day we're talking about one person in particular, but Gabriela Fundora is fighting tonight, and she may be the future of women's boxing. Of course, people talk about Caroline Dubois. She's on to something special for sure. But I'm going to tell you, Gabriela Fundora may be that one. Super tall, she's like 5'9", 5'10", 70-inch reach. She's fighting at 110 pounds. There's no one going to beat her. I'm just letting y'all know that. It's impossible. And y'all may say, this is boxing. Hood, you say, find a way to win, find a way to lose. Ain't nobody beating her. She 5'10", 70-inch reach, fighting some chick that's like 5'2", barely a 61-inch reach or some shit, 59-inch reach, something crazy. They're just small women compared to her, and she can scrap, and she's tough, and she can crack. So it's almost like she just gets in there and bullies them. But what I will tell you, man, when you look at her height, her weight, reach, southpaw, angles, distance control, mature ring IQ for a young fighter, calm under pressure, comes from a boxing family, brother Sebastian Fundora, already a star, already a champion, man. It's just a real easy narrative for promoters. You know, you got basically the Fundora boxing dynasty. You know what I'm saying? She's a big deal. Y'all, if y'all watch her fight tonight, y'all gonna see it is unfair. It's not her fault that she's born and to be so damn tall and able to make that lightweight. It's not her fault. Her and her brother built the same way. This man's 6'6", fighting at 154. 154. I'm 6 feet tall. Ain't no in the world I can get down to 154. Even all through my 20s, I got down to 160. You know what I'm saying? 4 fights. Beyond 160, ain't no way. So to see that just the way they're built, that's just God. That's just genetics. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, they got a Fundora boxing dynasty, and if her brother Sebastian can clip Keith Thurman, which I think Keith gets him, then Fundora for sure. He is on to something even bigger and better. He's already a champion, but with his sister doing the business in the female boxing, the Fundora boxing dynasty continues to grow. But I just think she can become a real superstar. She's young, she got skill, she got size, long championship run potential. She can go up multiple weight divisions, man, and she's going to headline cards as women boxing grows. You're going to see Gabriela Fundora is going to be probably the biggest name in women's boxing. You just watch how that plays out. Now, they do have someone out here, speaking of females, a Jade Jones, who's turned to boxing, right? She's an Olympic 2-time gold medalist in Taekwondo, elite athlete transitioning to boxing. Now, this is huge because when you think about a female boxer, 2-time gold medals, who do you think about? Even if you don't think about it, you're going to hear about it because she gonna make sure that she tells you. Like to hit, here go. Claressa Shields. Now, I think this is a big deal with this Jade Jones turning into boxing because Olympic champions crossing into boxing generate major interest. You know, combat sports crossover audiences. And the potential dream fight could be Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields. Shields, 2-time Olympic gold medalist in boxing. Jones, 2-time Olympic gold medalist in Taekwondo. 2 women together, 4 gold medals in combat sports in the Olympics. That is a big, big deal. We just saw Jones take out Stretch Pepper's daughter. And you can see she's got skill. So she's good with her hands. But the more she trains, the better she's going to get. You know, and as far as fighting someone bigger and clinching, she knows Taekwondo, so she knows positioning. She knows how to grapple on the inside and get position. She's going to be a problem. So I just think that's a marketing storyline right there. Olympic champion versus Olympic champion. Cross-sport rivalry. You know what I'm saying? If that fight is something that I'll tell you what needs to happen. All Claressa Shields need to do is mention this woman. She doesn't need to mention her name. That shit will go viral. That's all, because anything Claressa touches, it goes viral. You know what I'm saying? The shit will go viral. So I'm curious to see if that's the fight to make, depending on how Claressa does with the female boxers and if she can get through these last few fights on her contract with Dimitri Salita and win records undefeated. That may be it. The Jade Jones fight, the dream fight, the crossover fight, you know, the Olympic champion versus Olympic champion fight. That could be it. But we got to wait and see. Now, Jermaine Franklin, he's fighting Moses Itauma. Let me tell you something. Moses Itauma ain't losing no time soon. But I just think Jermaine Franklin's a solid guy. I like him, but he has little chance against Itauma. Very, very, very little chance. He's durable. He got fundamentals, respectable experience. But he just ain't messing with no damn Itauma, man. Itauma is explosive, taller, fast hands, high knockout ratio, freakish power, IQ out of this world. And the reality is Franklin is just there as a stepping stone. They know he may be competitive early, but likely outgunned. I don't think he lasts 2 rounds. And then with Itauma, just look at what they're doing. He's being built as the future of the heavyweight division. So they know what they're doing with the matchmaking with Itauma. I give Jermaine Franklin maybe 2 rounds, but he won't last. As soon as he get the bing bings put on him, he's up out of there. Speaking of somebody getting the bing bings put on him, then you got Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman believes his experience would beat Sebastian Fundora. If you ask Keith Thurman, he's the OG in the game. He like Sebastian Fundora may be a monster, but being a monster is not enough to come clip the OG. And that's his argument, man. I've been in the sport a long time. years of championship experience. Thurman believes his ring IQ, his veteran timing, ability to adjust mid-fight, lateral movement, that's going to be all he needs to get in there and clip a guy like Fundora. He knows Fundora has that towering height, that relentless pressure, that awkward style, you know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman knows what he's up against. But the bottom line, myself and a lot of other fans, we kind of boil it down to Keith Thurman, counterpunching, Fundora, volume and pressure. But can Keith Thurman get beyond that 81-inch reach? Keith Thurman's reach is only, I think, 69 inches. How's he going to get beyond damn near 12-inch difference in reach? 10 to 12-inch difference. How's he going to figure that out? But one thing, that's what he says, I'm an OG. I got the IQ, I got the experience, championship rounds. Don't worry about me. I know what I'm doing. Well, all right, we're going to find out. Keith Thurman counterpunching, Fundora volume and pressure and reach, size. We're going to see how it plays out. But I got Thurman winning. Now, as far as Shakur Stevenson, y'all can forget about them rumors. All this, he signed a $60 million deal with Zuffa. That shit is all false, you know what I mean? Shakur came out and he killed that, and he was like, shit, I wish there was a $60 million deal for 3 fights with Zuffa. He was like, he'd be on that shit in a heartbeat. I do think they may try to make him and Conor Ben, but we may see Eddie Hearn get involved and block that fight, kind of like Oscar De La Hoya blocked the Ortiz fight against Jaron Ennis. You just don't know what's going to happen with these guys. You got to see how it plays out. But for Shakur Stevenson, I think he deserves $60 million. Fuck it, give him $1 billion. Pay that dude, man. You know, he just been out here proving people wrong. Pay that man some real money. You know, give him some real money. But anyway, who knows what's next for Shakur Stevenson? He out here trying to get a fight with everybody, but it seems like people ain't trying to call him out. So we'll see what happens, because he looked like a beast against Teofimo, didn't he? These guys probably don't want to mess with him anymore. But anyway, enough about Shakur. The deal's not real. Now, Tara Moana, let me tell you something, man. Tara Moana fighting Harper. He is a problem. Big puncher, unpredictable in fights, bringing that heavyweight drama. All I'm going to say about Tara Moana, pay attention. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Y'all like heavyweights, y'all like knockouts, y'all like momentum swings, massive physicality, unpredictability. Y'all gonna like Tara Moana, man. He's supposed to be fighting Harper in Florida on the Carlos Adames, Emma Williams undercard. That shit's gonna be must-see TV. Now, Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani could be fight of the decade. Them Japanese cats, them Korean cats from China. I've been in some of them gyms. I spent a lot of time in the Korean gyms. Yo, I've gone around to Korean gyms and sparred. You know what I mean? I've got in there, we jump in the van, ride from Songtam up to different parts of Korea in gyms, go and spar. After we spar, we all sit around and eat sets. You know, the little tray with rice and meat and vegetables. We all sit on the heated floors and eat after we spar. You know? And I'm going to tell you, them dudes are different. Them dudes are different, man. They fight to the death. That's why people watch these guys, these Korean boxers and these Japanese boxers and Chinese fighters, and you watch them and you're like, oh, they just have heart. They fighting for their country. You know, they fight for honor. It's different. You got to be out there to experience it, to understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani could be fight of the decade. Elite versus elite. Both undefeated champions, technical brilliance. Inoue, he's got it all. I think he's put up 4 weight divisions already. Devastating power, speed. He's athleticism. He's got it. Explosiveness. Nakatani got the height, reach, precision. You know, he's got timing. This is just a Japanese mega fight. You know what I mean? And no kidding, it could be the biggest fight in Asian boxing history. But we just got to wait and see how it plays out. Now, I don't know who you got winning, but for me, it just depends if Nakatani can box, keep him at bay, and just make Inoue pay. But I'm favoring Inoue to win that fight. It's just something special about certain fighters, you can see some fighters just have something special about them. And Inoue has that. So does Nakatani, but I think Inoue will be able to up it and get the victory. Now, lastly, before I get out of here, Claressa Shields. She been quiet. That shit came out about her. All this online rumors involving her relationship with the Pepper. Papoose Pep. Let me tell you something. That sparked a big discussion. It's not like her. Y'all notice that? Claressa quiet. She's not saying anything. Ain't nothing quiet about Claressa, huh? But she's real quiet, real subdued. Saw a little clip of her this morning when I was jogging. I ran for an hour. I didn't go live, but I ran. And she was eating something about a chicken burrito or some shit. But her energy was different. She was by herself. But I was just watching that. I'm like, I wonder what's going on with old Claressa. You know what I mean? What's she thinking about? Because one thing for sure, every single day for the last how many months, all she talk about is papoose, papoose, papoose. My man, please. Everything is her and papoose, Pap Jr., Pap this, marriage, this, that. And all that shit was sounding good to a lot of people. It annoyed the hell out of most. Just for this shit to come out that she may have been cheating on the Pepper. Now we gotta wait and see what's all the speculation and the guy saying his truth and got her naked and all this and on video. We gotta wait and see how true that is. But I'm telling you, I think there's some truth to it. That's why she's gone quiet. Now the other thing is, if she was a person who processes things and she's a thinker, I'd say nah. Her being quiet don't mean shit. She's just sitting here just seeing how things are going to play out. Because I'm one of those people. If I get quiet, you should get scared. Because I'm a thinker. You know what I'm saying? But if Hood Champion gets quiet, you should get nervous. Because I don't be out here barking and carrying on. But if I get quiet, you better get uncomfortable. But then when I get back to talking, then it's like, okay, he's figured some things out. And that's all I'm going to say. She's not like that. And that's why fans are speculating. They believe the silence means avoiding the controversy. Others think she's focusing on upcoming fights. You know what I mean? Open the door and get it. Open the door and get it. But I'm just telling you, I don't know what it means, but I know it's different. It's got my attention. Social media narratives. Lock the door. Be happy. You have your game? Go and play it. My son, man. Yeah, they just delivered. So we have the Wii, the Wii U, the Nintendo Switch, like several of them. Switch DS's. We got several PlayStation 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4 Oculus. My sons have everything. But the one game, my little one, my one who's 8, about to be 9, what he like to play are them Wii games. That PlayStation 5, he don't play that shit. He got his own PS5, everything. His thing, he don't care about the Oculus. He like the Wii. So I ordered him. You got to order them games. You can't find them, so I had to order them. So he got the game he wanted. He all teeth and shit. He's smiling like Chad Ochocinco. So now he going to play his game. But I'll tell you this, the social media narratives, they can spiral quickly, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's always some kind of shit going on with Claressa Shields. But most of the time, she's putting the information out. So it is what it is. But this time, somebody else put some shit out. So she ain't had no control over that. So now this stuff this guy put out, man, Maserati Buds or whatever his name is, and 50 Cent, she don't have any control over it. And if there's some truth that they do have videos of her in a shower or naked and in a towel or in some kind of intimate act with this guy, if there's some kind of video of that, I'll just say this. I hope not. I hope it's not true. But for her to go quiet, pay attention, people. Because that's what I'm saying. Why is she so quiet all of a sudden? What? Claressa gone quiet? There's a reason. There is a reason. I just hope it's not because there's some kind of videos out there about her. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody. Video you out there nude or whatever it is. Nobody should have to go through that. I ain't got jokes or nothing for that. That's just, you can't take that shit back. It's just, you don't want that. But anyway, let's wait and see what's going on with her. Because I ain't never seen her be this quiet. Her ass is quiet now, ain't she? Y'all keep cool, I'm in the breeze.